Ladies and gentlemen, we are at Ankahi TV channel, and we are fortunate that today Mr. Tanweer Ahmed, who is the President and CEO of the Pak Food Industries in United States of America, based in Houston, is with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Tanweer Saab.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Saab.
You know, a lot of people say that success doesn't come easy. And a lot of people talk about the common denominator of all the successful people in the world. You have been a successful businessman. What is your view on this?
There are many aspects, and a lot of people have their own perceptions, but there is a common myth. There is a common thing that I always say that, of course, your hard work is required. You have to be very passionate about what you do. But what I really believe is there are two types of successes that you can get. One is you wait for the opportunity, which you get probably 1 in a million. And then what you do is once you get that opportunity, you just make the best out of it. But like I said, there are about 1 in millions who get these kind of opportunities, and we continue to wait for those opportunities. Now, the second aspect is, if you really look at it, instead of waiting for the opportunities, you create some opportunities.
Absolutely.
10 out of 10 people make the best out of it if you create the opportunities. And you can just take the examples starting from me, starting from Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, IBM, you name it. Everyone has created an opportunity.
Yes.
Now, did these people wait for the opportunity to come to them? The answer is no. They realize that this is the opportunity exists, and let's create one to make the best out of it.
Absolutely.
Of course, they worked really hard. They were very passionate about it. But these two things go together. You can create opportunity and you are not passionate about it. You are not working really hard about it. There is no way you are going to be successful. And I can give you another good example of Kodak. Yes. Back in 1995, there was an opportunity for them to create when things were transferring from ordinary to digital.
Right.
The opportunity was there. They were not passionate about it. They didn't work hard on it, and they let the opportunity go. So what happened? In next 5 years, they went bankrupt. Right. What has happened to Kmart?
Right.
There was an opportunity for them to create one. However, Walmart quickly realized they created that opportunity. What happened? Kmart went out of business. To answer your question very precisely now, the answer is very simple. It's a combination of your hard work, passion, and creating the opportunity.
What a beautiful word you have spoken. I would like if you tell our viewers, how come a small town in Pakistan, Sialkot, a young boy leaves that town, and from rag to riches, how did you achieve all that?
I think you have to be very determined. You have to be very goal-oriented, what you want to achieve in your life. Even though if I recall my early ages, many of my friends from my village as well as from my schoolmates used to tell me, are you crazy? You're mad. Obviously, they didn't realize that I was really thinking towards the future. I mean, living in a small village or even in a small city, people don't have the concept of trying to visualize what is coming in next few years. And I believe, if I recall, as far as when I go back in my early life, at the age of even 10 or 12 years old, I had a little vision. I was really thinking towards the future, what I want to do 5 years from today or 3 years from today. So I set the goals for myself. And the biggest competition that I always had was against myself, that what I did yesterday, I want to do a little bit better today. And I think that truly set me apart from many others. And that is probably the reason I am today where I am today.
That's great. Of all the things, every person has a passion. Tanweer Ahmed has a passion for sports. He came from a city where sports has been the center of Sialkot. And in his heart lives the cricket. And his passion to cricket has led him to have 7 cricket fields, which are top of the line, international standards. And we all know that the god of cricket has been Sir Donald Bradman. And of course, we all love cricket, Pakistani all love cricket. But that brings down to the point of who we think in Pakistan is the top bowlers. What in your views, who are the top bowlers that you rate them, top to at least 5 of them?
So there are the true 5 which I have seen in my lifetime is, of course, starting with Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, Shoaib Akhtar, and then when it comes to spin bowling, I'd like to name 2 people. One is Aklan Mushtaq and then Syed Ajmal. I think these people, they have not only made names for themselves, but they have truly represented Pakistan at the highest level, where not only Pakistanis are recognizing them, but all the world cricketers have recognized and appreciated their talent, which truly made them apart from the rest of the bowlers in the world.
How about the batsmen,
So the batsmen, there are quite a few actually. Obviously, there are Hanif Muhammad. Then we have Zahir Abbas from Sialkot as well. Then Ijaz Ahmed came in from Sialkot, Salim Malik. We have Javed Miandad, and then Inzamamul Haq. In the most recent times, we had Babar Azam. I think he's probably one of the best in the modern cricket history right now.
Now, what made you have a passion of having cricket grounds in America?
So it's. I think it is a little bit beyond the passion. It is about leaving the legacy, and when you do well, you want to make sure that your name is written on the wall. Make sure that you want to do something back to the community. I mean, I always say that I was born in Pakistan. I was raised in USA. Pakistan has given me the identity. However, all the success that came in my life is because of the US. So I consider both countries my home countries, and that's the reason I wanted to give back a little bit to the US by being the pioneer of introducing the turf pitches of cricket in USA. And I think that was kind of a passion that I started, but then it turned out to be, how do I want to leave the legacy? And to leave the legacy, again, you got to have the passion, hard work, as well as creating an opportunity. And again, I created an opportunity when it comes down to reinventing the wheel of cricket by introducing the turf pitches in USA, and ended up buying about 86 acres in Prairie View, Houston area. And look where we are. I mean, everyone is talking about. And luckily, we have hosted Nepal, Bangladesh against US. And we've been very successful in that.
All these questions that I did was to bring you to one single point. We know cricket flourished in England, Australia, India. Do you think America can be the hub like that?
I can tell you, in about next 5 years, definitely America will have the second largest league in the world after Indian Premier League, because we have already set the standards very high in the last 2 years. And this year we are going to host in 3 different cities, which are going to be San Francisco. We have already acquired the Oakland A Stadium over there, which can host about 100,000 people over there. Not necessarily we will be able to fill that up, but even 30,000, 40,000 people can come and watch the game over there. And then we are going to have at our national hub, which is Dallas. And then the third venue is going to be Florida, which is again have hosted many games over there. So to answer your question very precisely, in 2028, Olympic is coming, and cricket will be additional sports in the Olympics in 2028, which is being held in Los Angeles, California. I think that will be a true transformation of cricket in USA. And obviously, being a pioneer and being the initial person who's truly introduced the cricket in USA on turf pitches, it has a good future. And what we really see is by 2030, the Major League Cricket will be the second largest league in the world. In addition to that, we are bringing a lot of other players, and we have a lot of groundwork being done to develop young and local talented cricketers in USA. I think this would be the highlight of that in coming years.
Absolutely. Tanweer Saab, we know that you have a passion for education. You believe in promoting and supporting education. You have recently supported Nust University. I would like to ask you why you support a educational institution in Pakistan, and what do you think would be the significance for Pakistanis?
So there are many reasons, Dr. Saab. First, again, I strongly believe is even if you want to leave a legacy, and that was again my goal, to leave a legacy in the education side of it. Since I was not able to really study at much higher level, my goal has always been, how do I really go out and start helping those unprivileged students who are very talented, who are very smart and want to study more. However, due to the lack of financial situations, they are unable to continue their study. And I studied 3 different universities. I went to Numbal, I went to LUMS, as well as to NUST, and I think NUST was the only university where I found they admit students based on the merit, instead of finding out if they belong to a rich family, or their parents, or they have some influential relatives. And this was kind of a very deciding moment for me, that this is the place really I want to go in and start doing some sort of a venture. Initially, it started as a venture where they were looking some sort of a joint venture. And on my first and initial meeting, I told them that I don't want to be as a joint venture there. However, I like to make an endowment fund where I can fulfill my dream of helping those unprivileged students over there. And I think this is going to be the good base to develop students. And we have estimated over 400 students will be educating and graduating every single year. And my legacy is 20 to 25 years from today, if one student every year come out of thinking as a Tanweer and then start doing even further, you know that Pakistan has a good future then.
Well, that's great. Pakistanis, whether they were in Pakistan or in America, they are entrepreneurs, they have done good job. But people who came to America, like engineers, like doctors, like attorneys, like businessmen like you, we have a sizable numbers in this country. We have excelled almost in every field, whether it's technology or is profession. One of the area that we have not risen to the point that none of us has ever been called a congressman who has a descent from Pakistan. And although there is some beginning or some awakening, do you think in your mind, when will be the time that a Pakistani would be a congressman in United States of America?
I think this is probably one of the best time right now that someone really needs to consider running for the Congress. But the problem that I've seen in the past almost decade or so is, unfortunately, our community is so much divided, and there is so much leg pulling going on where someone wants to run for it, and then the other party try to pull them down. And I like to basically make a comment on that by saying that leave your grudges aside, help each other, support each other, not for yourself, but for the sake of Pakistan. Pakistan has given you the identity. Let's do something to pay back to Pakistan.
Good, very good. That very good message. Tanweer Saab, if everybody wants to know, who is Tanweer Ahmed? What are your liking? What are your disliking? Is there any controversy on you? If you want to define yourself, the people need to know you, who you are. What would be your take on that?
So you really want to put me under the bus now, huh?
No. I want to put you on the pedestal where people want to know who is Tanweer Ahmed.
Well, if I have to describe you who truly Tanweer Ahmed is a very simple, down-to-earth, very humble person. Doesn't like to show off, and he does not want to be on the forefront or in the limelight. However, Tanweer has been stabbed many times in the back, where he initiates things and then other people come in, try to influence others by taking the credit away, bribing others and all that, which is fine. But what Tanweer does is he just, take the silence position. He just is very silent and let the karma decide for others what happens. And in many cases, Tanweer has been very, very successful by being so patient. And where there is a how should I explain that, is like, if you leave it to God, if you leave it to Allah and you have a full faith on Him, I don't think Allah will disappoint you ever. He will look after your intentions.
Right.
It is an old saying, even in Quran or in Hadith, that innamal amalu binniyat.
Yes.
Aapke amlo ka daromadar neeton par hai. So if your intention is clean and clear, you leave it to Allah and let their karma decide for themselves.
I'll ask you a question. Do you believe that education is the tool for getting forward, or it's your imagination?
It's a combination of both. But if I have to give marks from 100, I think the imagination is about 70%. The vision is about 70%. 30% is education. So you have to have both. The basic education is your foundation. This education actually brings a lot of imagination. And from those imagination, you start visualizing what is in the future. And that vision can take you far ahead beyond even your imagination.
If that imagination is there, do you ever imagine that you ever will run for a Congress in the United States of America?
Well, like I said earlier, if the community is united and they start pulling legs each other, there is a possibility.
There is a possibility of everything. Tanweer Saab has not ruled out that possibility. He's a family man. His children have got married, and he recently has a grandson. And we want to congratulate you having a grandson,
Thank
becoming
you.
a dada at a young age. Not that your age goes bigger or not. But if you want to tell to our Pakistani audience, especially the youth, in the artificial intelligence, I call A1, technology, which everybody's talking about. Have you thought on that, that what would be your message to the youth?
My message to the youth would be, don't let this opportunity go. We have already left ourselves behind when the dot-com started back in 98, 99. And this is a time for every single young, talented person to come out and start exploring the ideas of AI. And if we are left behind, I don't think we will ever catch up in the technology sector in the world.
Very well said. Everybody is after AI, artificial intelligence, and it, of course, is making waves everywhere. If I will ask you last question. If you want to say anything to the viewers, you are free to say so.
No, my message basically to everyone is, especially to our community and to our young, talented people in Pakistan, that if I talk about the community here, stop your frictions among each other. Leave your grudges aside. Let's work together for a good cause. Look what is happening at our borders in Pakistan. This is a time that we all need to be united by keeping our grudges, our frictions aside. And my message to the youth is, never ever give up. The day you give up, someone else will take over your hard work and then build something on it. So why do you want to do work and leave it for someone else?
Well, thank you, Ajmal Tanweer Sahab, for your enlightened talk. We all enjoyed your presence and talk. And a message to the youth, which you have just listened. Thank you for giving this opportunity to Ankahi TV. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you, Ji.